It's the 12th of the 1st, 2020, and my next upload is a little bit different with regard to what I've already discussed in previous uploads with regards to the human rights violations and the vendetta of hate crime. As I've mentioned, there's been medical negligence. There's been all of these occurrences in a very short space of time of only 4 years, and in the past 2 years, particularly more serious. And all of those kind of incidents take their toll on a body and physical health and emotional and mental well-being as well. Fortunately, due to fellowship studies and work like that with the program and whatnot, for the past however many years, mental and emotional well-being isn't affected. Unfortunately, with regard to the medical negligence, there's the issue of the physical well-being, and that's yet another matter that I have to address by myself, as I mentioned in an upload. So basically, there's been so many violations of my privacy and so many breaches of confidentiality, and whatever else I've explained. So this is for the benefit of those that are so concerned about my mental well-being, that they have intruded so much and breached so many, so much confidentiality, and really just been very intrusive in my private life. So I'm contending with this matter by myself, and as I've said, the supports and services that any citizen would require have not been provided. So I've not even been receiving any advocacy, as any person in this kind of a situation would be expected to receive. So there's been support services and advocacy withheld from me. There's been all these obstructions of justice. There's been marital desertion. There's been the unlawful detainments by mental health services, etc., etc. So as I'm saying, in this upload, there's been the issues of medical negligence. So it's very serious that there have been such defamatory reports and claims stated about mental health that are completely false and inaccurate and based on completely untrue circumstances, that overshadow and are prioritized above the priority of my physical health. I'm 38 years of age. I gave birth in 2015. As I've said in previous uploads, I recovered from addiction in 2006. That's nearly 15 years ago. So at the moment, I've my physical needs to contend with amongst the other acts of negligence and injustice that are occurring. The tattoo I have on my back is the body, soul and mind tattoo from Chinese script. And it's always been my philosophy to live by the body, soul and mind, holistic way of living. And that is my objective. Holistic healing, I feel, has been successful for many people without any assistance of the pharmaceutical medication that's out there. So basically natural living and clean living. Due to the scrutiny that has been occurring and whatnot, and criticisms that I've experienced, um, that hasn't been helpful in my circumstances with all else that has been happening with regards to the other violations going on. So basically, no one ever gets a uh, perfect living, perfect people, perfect this, perfect that. Judge not lest you be judged. Um, so basically, the idea of how I'm trying to share with all those individuals that are so concerned about breaching confidentiality with mental health professionals, I want to share with the individuals out there that aren't getting what they need for their needs and requirements with regards to well-being and medical care. People in similar circumstances as my own. Medical negligence is so serious, and breaches of confidentiality are worse, and false claims are apparent. So basically, these next few uploads are going to be about the premises of body, soul, and mind holistic healing that I have to practice in earnest, um, you know, from now on as a new year kind of resolution. Um, as I've explained in my uploads, there's been bodily integrity violations that has affected my bone structure, my spine, my intestines, my other internal organs, etc., etc., etc. So basically, um, the objective is natural healing. Um, Usually, when you go to a doctor, you expect to get the care you need. Unfortunately, as with the other issues with regards to my legal rights, etc., that hasn't been the case in Tralee. So, with regards my physical ailments, I have to change my diet. I have to change my routine. And in the past few weeks, it's really hit home how badly all of this has affected my body. Um, when all of this commenced in 2017, very seriously in 2017, um, I had to experience the 7 stages of grief. Um, I have overcome and reached the end of that process. The 7 stages of grief are horrendous for any mother or woman or any individual to experience. But fortunately, at the start of 2020, I can easily say I've reached the point where that process is completed. So now it's my physical body that I have to make adjustments to my lifestyle for. As I said, I live alone. I live peacefully, quite, and basically, it's another challenge, as amongst the other challenges that have been caused for me with all the violations and incidents of negligence that have been occurring. I now have to, hopefully in the privacy of my new accommodation, adjust my lifestyle. I used to live a very active, productive, very active and productive life. But as I've said, due to the bodily integrity violations, I am not as active as I used to be. I wouldn't be able to walk my 3 kilometers as I used to every day. Um, you know, sedentary lifestyle is how it is at the moment, and there's adjustments required. So there's the physical aspect and there's the nutrition aspect. Um, since I discovered that my internal organs and intestines have been completely destroyed, um, I've had to just come off eating red meat. I can't eat red meat. I can't eat heavy meals. I don't eat much at all these days. Um, these ailments weren't addressed. So my intake of food per day is gone from 3 big, substantial, healthy meals to about 2 moderate snacks per day. Um, the content of my diet is another aspect that I'm going to have to change. Um, my intestines have been so badly affected that I have to eat light and I have to eat fresh, and that is a big adjustment for me because I just prefer my big wholesome meals. So there's that aspect of this that I have to look after. There's also the other aspect of the emotional well-being. So there's my physical body that has been damaged. There's been the adjustments with my nutrition that I have to make changes with. And then there's the other aspect of emotional well-being and mental well-being. And as an adult and as an independent woman, mother, deserted wife, teacher, I'm very capable of having the level of self-awareness required to know my defects of character and when I've gone wrong, thanks to the fellowship studies over however long ago. So holistic healing is the new resolution, and with regards to the next few uploads I'm going to be sharing, for the interest of mental health professionals, in case they're thinking of causing me any more unlawful detainments, I'll be sharing also for the benefit of those that are in similar circumstances as a victim of hate crime, experiencing medical negligence, violations of privacy, legal violations, etc., etc. So these are the objectives for the next few uploads. I've given my background of what's been happening with me, what happened with me over 10 years ago, and hopefully this new resolution of a new a new lifestyle, after what's happened in the past 4 years and especially in the past 2 years, um, will be helpful to others as well, because with what I've experienced personally, and I can only speak for myself and there isn't anyone else that can speak for me, um, the difficulties in confronting and having to cope with other people's, bad behavior isn't always easy. So the priority is for us to look after ourselves, and that applies to all women, and that's especially important when people are presenting challenges and problems that shouldn't even ever be problems at all. So that's as much as I'll give as an introduction for this upload. I'll be sharing on all mental health forums, especially for the benefit of people that are after being subjected to the violations that I've been experiencing, and especially for those that have endured difficulties similar to mine. So that's this upload as an introduction to what would be expected with regards to the healing process from human rights violations, and in particular medical negligence and bodily integrity violations.